Hi everyone, it's Rachel from The College Nutritionist. I am so excited to be here with you and tell you about my story, the ups and the downs, the serious downs, but then it's been up, which has been great, and share with you my secrets for growing on Instagram. So excited, so let's get started. All right, so let's talk about the secret to how I grew my Instagram from 20 to more than 180,000 followers in 6 months. So I completely hear you, and that Instagram is tough. It is tough to grow right now if you don't know these secrets that we're going to talk about next. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story. So I started my Instagram account about 5 years ago when I just came to New York City to start my PhD program. I had just finished my training to become a dietitian, and I had a lot of difficulties with eating when I was in college. And I didn't find there were any resources for me. So that was my impetus for creating the College Nutritionist, so that I could really help other college students navigate the food scene, the first time away from home. So when I had started my Instagram a few years ago, it was much easier to grow at that time. The algorithm wasn't in place. The pictures appeared chronologically. It was just much easier to grow back then. So I grew to a few thousand followers pretty quickly. But then I took a few years off because I was just really busy with school and with work. And then when I got back on Instagram about just this time a year ago, I was devastated because my engagement was so low. It was so embarrassingly low. I'd like maybe get 100 likes per picture, and I had thousands of followers at that point. So I was just totally devastated and miserable and embarrassed and all of that type of thing. And less than 1% engagement, what I mean by that is the number of likes divided by the number of followers that you have. So my engagement was dismal, to say the least. And this is what my profile looked like. You can see that it looks pretty different now. But I had the 14,000 followers at this point. But it was not doing well, and I wasn't sure what to do. But I did try to keep posting every day because I knew it had such potential. This was such a strong niche. I knew that my target audience was on Instagram, but I didn't know exactly how to reach them. So as you can see, the growth was exponential at the very end, but for such a long time when I started to post it at this time about a year ago, the growth was so slow. It was so slow for a long time until I implemented some of the things I am going to show you next. I was not able to grow at all. Like no matter what I did, I would post very beautiful pictures, what I thought were very beautiful pictures, semi-good quality content. But before I really started implementing these things, just the growth was so incredibly slow. And then it really has been able to take off, which is so exciting. So as you can see here with what I'm going to show you, I'm able to get from 100 likes to multiple thousands of likes per photo, and these are real engaged followers. I am not using bots. I'm not paying for ads. I'm doing none of that. This is just high quality content that people are able to engage with, and the algorithm picks up. At least this is what I think, and then that are able to new people who are not following my account already are able to find my account fairly easily. So what's important to know about success on Instagram is to study those who are growing fast, not those who have already had a large following for some time, because as I said a few years ago, it was much easier to grow back then. Right? But now we have to kind of beat that algorithm, and you have to grow fast now. We're not looking at people who've had thousands of followers for a very long time. You want to really study those who've been able to grow quickly, but very recently, so with the algorithm, quote unquote, in place. And truly being successful on Instagram really means understanding marketing and understanding human behavior. And that's what we want to kind of get across here. So just a little bit about me. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. I just finished my PhD in nutrition and behavior change from Columbia University, and now I do this full time. All right, so let's talk about the best kept secret to Instagram growth, which is making it clever. So this is truly the secret. I'm so excited to share it with you. So what you really want is that you want as many accounts as possible that are not already following you to find your pictures. And the best way to do this is to create clever content that the algorithm will pick up and will show on the Explore page. So you see here that 93%, that means that 93% of the people that saw my photo or my video or whatever it is that you posted were not already following me. So I got a ton of new followers with just one post. And that's what you want over and over again, is to create this content that the algorithm will pick up and put on the top of the Explore page. So a pretty picture is just not enough anymore. So I was saying, you know, a few years ago when I just started on Instagram, it was much easier to grow. That the pretty picture was enough back then. It is just not enough anymore. You have to provide so much more value now. So let's talk about a number of ways to provide that value. You can provide value with organization. This organization kind of is like inspiration, right? People want to follow an influencer or an Instagram account to get organization inspiration. They want to be inspired. They want to see, oh yes, like I can live this beautiful, you know, organized life. And that's what people want, is to feel inspired. And one way to do this is through organization. So you can see my photos here of food have developed over time. They used to be just kind of a mixture of food on the left, and now they are, if you see on the right, it's a very organized structure of food. Now, of course, this is with food, but you can do this with clothes. You can do this with something to do with exercise. I mean, this can be taken in a variety of directions, of course. The next idea is to add a lot of color. And again, these images are with food, but you can do this with anything. So for example, you see here on the left, that's kind of more monochromatic. So we really only have the like greens and browns and yellows, but on the right, we really have the rainbow of colors. So for instance, when I go to the grocery store, I'm always trying to find something red so that I can get all of the colors of the rainbow. That's more aesthetically pleasing. So whether you are posting something with clothing or anything, just try to have as much color as possible, as much different colors. This is a really fun idea. So this is the double take. So you can see here these really creative accounts make you do a double take, you know, that, oh, I can't believe that these kids are duct taped to the wall, that type of thing. So this is a really good way, if you can find something in your life or that you can create that does make people do that double take. That's a very easy way to get on the top of the Explore page as well. It's also good to be trendy. So if you have holidays coming up, like this one, this is a meal plan with Thanksgiving leftovers, or the start of the summer, the start of the fall. People do search for content that is trendy, or that, new things that are going on. So that's a good thing to do as well. Now, I'm sure that you've seen on Instagram these letterfolk boards. Now, quotes can do well. I personally find that if you just have a quote that you just use text, so you use that on Canva or you create it through another method, that doesn't do as well versus actually setting up a little scene like with a letterfolk board, something like this, and actually taking a photo of something with the quote in it. I find that does better than just writing a quote on an image and posting that. I feel like this type of thing does better. So you can find these letterfolk boards or letter boards kind of all over, and that's a very cute way to get people to stop and pick up your photo as well. All right, this is what I do most often. This is adding words. So adding words to your photos. So this layout of the choose this, not that, 2 images side by side of the same width, this really does best for me. So you can see in my insights these photos with the two images side by side, these have done the best for me. So, and what I mean by best is that the most I get that remember that 93%. So the most that I get a lot of new followers this way because it helps my photos jump to the top of the Explore page. I'm sure this won't be true forever, but at least this is true right now, and I would really get on it. There, no time to waste. This type of format does really well, and I would encourage you to use it. So you can do the side by side like I have here on the left, but you can also layer multiple pictures, more than two. You can do 4, you can do 6. I wouldn't do more than, I wouldn't do more than 6. And I would definitely make sure that all of the photos are the same size. If you have like one photo larger than others, that just looks really messy. And again, you really want to inspire. People want to follow you if they feel like they can be inspired to be, a better person, a better version of themselves, or whatever it is. So that's what I would recommend. The next idea is to draw on it. So if you have a photo, you draw right on it. So Happy Gray Lucky does a really great job of this. I saw in one of her comments, she said this is the app that she uses. So that's a really creative thing to do as well. And then you can make an infographic. So a lot of accounts do this. You can, instead of actually taking a photo, you create little graphics to make more of an infographic type of thing. So here are some ideas, but of course, you can do whatever you like. And truly, these are just some ideas. The opportunities are endless. I would just really encourage you to be as creative as possible, or really tap into your creativity and do something that is so clever and so creative that it just jumps right to the top of the Explore page. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. You can get the whole course at the Beat the Algorithm course. So you get all of the detail on how to do all of these things, how to improve your bio, how to improve your captions and your stories, all of these things, so that you can really grow and take off as well. I know that it's possible for you. I mean, I am nothing special, and it was absolutely possible for me. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening. Bye.